In this video, I'm going to explore this theoretical question that I've had for a while now. And it's basically talking about, has the evil already won? And is it giving you a false sense of hope that things can improve and get better just for the sake of amusing itself, meaning the evil, right? Is that what is taking place? And why do I think about this? And why did this even come into my mind? Well, this happened a few years ago where I started to see the world, especially around COVID. Because I've always been under the impression that there's hope and we can win, we can do better, things can improve, yada, 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 right? But when I saw what happened with COVID, and I don't want to, talk too much about it, but when I saw what happened with that, combined with things following after COVID, and I was like, wow, the world is really fucked, isn't it? And I saw how easy it was for governments and evil people to do evil things. And humans couldn't really do anything about it for the most part. And when you tried to fight back or do something, you were shut down. And to make it worse, your fellow humans would turn on you because they were scared. So I saw how bad things were. And just to give you guys a little bit of history about the earth, there's a war it's been described in Revelations. And it's called the war in heaven, right? And in the book of Revelations, it talks about the dragon, this, that, and the other, right? You guys can go read that for yourselves. But what really happened was hundreds of thousands of years ago, in the book of Revelations, it was talking about things that already happened, just in case you guys didn't know. But hundreds of thousands of years ago, there was a war between the good entities and bad entities over the earth, literally over the earth and over the earth, meaning they were fighting over the earth and they were above the earth when they were fighting. And the fight was to take control over the earth. That's what the war was for. And whoever would win would claim the earth. And guess who won? I'll give you a hint. It wasn't the good guys. So ever since that time, this world has been controlled by evil. Now, because I know that little tidbit of knowledge combined with many other things, and I see what's happening in the world now, and I see the good guys that are here, right? And when I say the good guys, quote unquote good guys, I mean people that are posing to be good. Why do I say that? Because most of the people that are good, there's no good results from their goodness. Meaning, nothing in the world really changes for the better. It's just that these people pose as a good person and they give you hope that things can get better or improve. Whether they're a good person or not is up for debate, right? That's your interpretation of that person. If you feel they're a good person, they're a good person. If not, not, right? It's how you perceive them. But when I say, what I'm talking about is more of a general sense, meaning these people that present themselves to be good and say, I'm changing the world for the better, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, they don't really do anything good. And what I mean is nothing changes for the better. The world doesn't get better. Nothing really changes. We can talk about historical figures, right? Like, I don't know, Martin Luther King or Gandhi or people like that, right? And those people were supposed to be good people that changed the world for the better. But if you look at somebody like Martin Luther King, right? He fought for civil rights and black rights and things like that, right? Yet, look at what's happening now in today's society. You would think that humans would have learned from his example and things wouldn't be as psychotic as they are now. Yet, and still, people knowing that somebody like Martin Luther King Jr. existed and what he fought for and what he represented, people that know about him and that have pretty much everybody should know about him pretty a lot of people in the world know who he is. Even if you're not in America, you still pretty much know who he is because he was pretty famous in the world, right? Because of what he was doing. But regardless, we still have a world that's nothing is changing. Nothing is better. And he was a good person. But yet and still, what he did didn't make any difference. If anything, it's being used by evil now, by evil organizations like BLM and other things like that, to subvert and invert basically what he did, his work, what he tried to do for people. And that's the problem that I'm talking about is you have these people that are good, but they're not being used, like what they're doing doesn't translate to a good outcome, even though they had good intentions. And they're the good guys, right? And then you have other people like, let's say Donald Trump, who is posing as a good guy, but he's not really a good guy. He's just pretending. He's playing a role. And people really believe in this guy. And he's a quote unquote good guy. But he's not a real good guy. He's a fake. But people don't know that he's a fake. They think he's real, right? So when you believe in somebody like him and you don't know any better, you're being misled. You're being led astray. And you think you're believing in somebody that's a deceiver, a con man, somebody that's going to lead you to hell, basically. But you don't know any better. You think he's good because he talks a good game, right? And if you're like most people and you don't know anything, you're going to hear somebody like him and you're going to be like, oh, wow, he sounds legitimate. He sounds like somebody I want to follow. First of all, you shouldn't follow anybody but yourself. But if you're going to follow somebody, make sure you know who you're following. Make sure they are legitimately a good person. Make sure you know everything about them. The problem I see now with a lot of people that support someone like Donald Trump, they stop at, oh, well, he said this good thing and it sounded good to me, so that's the end of it, right? That's all I care about. As long as it sounds good to me, I don't care about anything else. I don't care if he's really a good person or not. And that's the whole problem with all of this. And I'm not saying Biden is any better because I'll get Trump supporters and they're like, oh, why don't you talk about Biden? Because Biden is self-explanatory. The guy could barely talk. He could barely walk. Do I need to talk about Biden? Do you guys not see? Like, you can see with your eyes. Everyone knows Biden is full of shit and he's not a legitimate president. Everybody knows that. I don't need to elaborate on that. But Trump is somebody that can deceive people and pose as somebody that is good and fool a lot of people. And it works because most people don't know any better. They don't know anything. And then you have somebody like me, right? And I'm never going to claim to be a good guy. I've never claimed that. I never will. If anything, I came from the evil side. I came from the dark side. I came from the Draco side, the dragons. That's where I feel I came from, right? And that's why I am the way I am. I'm not this goody two-shoes nice guy that you guys might think I am. But because I've done these things, for better or for worse, I'm here now to do something different. I'm no longer what I was before. And I feel compelled to do a different mission, which is to help humanity. That's what I feel my mission is. And if you have somebody like me, who I believed I was pretty bad before, let's just say that. Very bad. And yet and still, I'm here to help humanity. That shows you how bad things are. And that shows you how far gone humanity is. When you have somebody like me here trying to help you guys. Because you guys are that fucking hopeless and that far gone that they have to send, whether it's the universe or whoever is above everyone, the creation, right? God, whatever you want to believe is above everybody. That entity is sending someone like me here to help you guys. Because that's how bad things are. The good guys can't win on their own. They already lost this planet. And now what I feel is happening is, and like I said, this is a theoretical question because I don't know for sure, even though I truly believe that this is what it is, that there is no more good in existence. It's just evil. And the evil is very fascinated with good. I have a certain fascination with good. I've talked to demons that have fascination with good. They're obsessed with it, but not in a good way. And what I mean is they want to control it, desecrate it, invert it, use it. That kind of fascination. Nothing good, right? And when I see what's happening in the world, it's just common sense to me that, and like I said, this is a theory, obviously, but I feel like there's no good left. No real, genuine good. I really don't see it. I see people that are trying to be good, but they try to be good according to the rules and regulations and laws that have been set by the evil. So all you're doing is living up to a standard of what evil has already decreed and decided for you as this is what makes you good. Do you understand? So if you're following what evil has decided is good, then are you really a good person? You're just following what some entity decided for you is good or not. And again, I'm going to reiterate this point. This whole entire world is controlled by evil. That's something you guys need to understand. So when I say that these laws, rules, and regulations that you follow are evil rules and laws and regulations, that's what they are. They're being administered to you by evil. You're being told by evil entities that control this planet. They control the governments. They control everything. All the religions. They control everything. They're telling you this is what you need to do to be good, and this is what is bad. They have decreed and decided and dictated to humans what is good and what is bad. That's what it is. So that's why I asked this question. Has the evil already won? And is there any real good left? And how do we know what's good and what's not? I mean, we can feel it, right? You can feel when something is good or not. But what I mean is, everyone has a different view of what is good and what isn't. Like, I've seen people tell me the most robotic things that they're like, well, I'm like, why do you believe this is a bad thing? And they can't answer me. And I'm like, why do you believe this is a good thing? And they can't answer me. The only thing they can say to me is, well, somebody told me, or this is what school told me, or this is what the government told me, or religion told me this. They have no real thought of their own to come up with a reason why they believe what they believe. So I'm like, so you just think this is the right thing, or you just think this is what you were told that you should do based on what somebody else said, not because you think this is the right thing, but this is what something else outside of yourself told you that you should believe and what you should do. And it causes a lot of issues for me when I talk to people, because people have this mindset, and I'm like, I don't know how to fix that. And I don't want to control people. I don't want to mind control people. But unfortunately, everyone's already mind controlled. That's the truth. Everyone's already MK Ultra. So it doesn't really matter if I do the same thing that's already being done by other evil entities. What does it matter if I do that? Especially if I feel like I'm doing the right thing, right? If I'm trying to help people. If I'm trying to free people. The only thing I can assure you of is that I have no desire to control anyone. I have no desire to make anyone do anything. I do desire for people to realize things on their own, even if I have to say certain things, and for them to figure out what the truth is. That's what I desire, because it will lead to a better life for everybody on this planet, including me. But until that happens, I can't live my best life knowing the things I know. And no one else can either. Even if people believe they're living their best lives, it's a lie. It's an illusion. It's a trick. You're being fooled. You're being deceived and led astray. And you don't even know it. You think you're living a good life, but you don't. You don't know what the truth is. You don't know what's really going on. And unless you know, you can't really say you're living a good life or not. But anyways, the main point of this video, to sum it all up, is I feel that, especially when I started to watch Kim Gilligan's content, I was like, if she's wrong, if she's lying, if she's deceiving people, this world is really fucked. Because she's one of the few people that I find to be authentic. And if she deceives me and the world, this world is fucked. Then what I say here, the answer to this will be yes. Meaning, yes, evil has already won and there's no hope. But I know I shouldn't put all the stock in one person and be like, yeah, but the truth is, like I said, I haven't found too many people that I find to be legitimate. She's one of the very few people that I'm like, she feels like she's legitimate. It's hard for me to question her, especially based on all the things I know, right? But I don't know for sure all the things that she knows. I know a lot of the things that she knows, but not everything. But long story short, when I start to see, because I'm like, if she's being controlled, right, by evil, and she's posing as this good person and making people believe that she's good and trying to help humanity, when in reality she's just playing her role, just like everybody else is, then we're all fucked. That's all I can say. Especially somebody like me, because I'm trying to wake you guys up to what's happening. They don't want that. That's one thing I can assure you. The evil ones that control this world, they don't want me to tell you guys the things I tell you. Especially a video like this. But anyways, I said enough. I think you guys get the point. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me if I'm crazy or not. Whatever you want to say. I'm going to start posting a lot on Twitter. And I'm also going to start streaming again. Probably on Wednesday I'll do a stream. Not sure yet. I'll announce it before I do it. And also, I'm going to really become active on Twitter because Twitter is monetizing people. And if that's the case, why not throw a bunch of tweets up there and some videos and see what happens. But anyways, it is what it is. If you like, comment, subscribe, share where you can. Hit the notification bell. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.